If you are a man over 60 and feel like something has changed down there, you are not imagining it, and you are certainly not alone. More than half of men your age face circulation problems that quietly erode energy, confidence, and intimacy. Most are told that the only option is a pill. But what if that belief is wrong? What if the real key to restoring strength has been sitting on your dinner plate all along? Science now shows there is a natural path that does not rely on chemicals, does not drain your confidence, and does not come with side effects. Imagine regaining vitality step by step without fear of dependency. In this video, we will explore that overlooked option and reveal why something as simple as eating the right food 3 times a week can change the course of your health. Before we dive deeper, tell me in the comments, do you still believe pills are the only solution? For over 2 decades, I have sat across from men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and listened as they lowered their voices and admitted fears they had never shared with anyone else. Doctor, is this really the end? Am I supposed to just fade quietly? My name is Dr. Laura Bennett, and I have spent my career guiding men through this silent struggle that so few dare to speak about openly. What I have learned is that the issue is not only about intimacy or performance. At its core, it is about circulation, energy, and identity. When blood vessels stiffen and the body produces less nitric oxide, the natural signals that once made you feel strong begin to weaken. Pills are often handed out as the first line of defense, but that approach misses the deeper truth. The real question is not how to force the body for a night, but how to rebuild it for the years ahead. If you have ever asked yourself these questions, write in the comments. I also wonder, so you know you are not alone. Many men believe that once things start to slip, the only answer is to reach for that small blue tablet. At first, the change feels dramatic, even life-saving, because suddenly blood flow improves and performance returns for a short while. But what no one explains clearly is that the pill does not rebuild the system. It only forces the vessels open temporarily. Over time, that quick spark loses its power. You find yourself needing higher doses, waiting longer, feeling frustrated when the effect is weaker. I once treated a retired teacher who had relied on medication for almost 5 years. In the beginning, he felt relief, but as the months passed, his confidence disappeared. His energy dropped, his heart began to strain, and intimacy became a reminder of failure instead of joy. He told me quietly, "Doctor, I feel like I am watching myself vanish." That is the real cost of relying only on medication. Dependence, disappointment, and silent despair. So I want to ask you directly, have you noticed that pills seem to lose their effect over time? Comment yes if this has happened to you, or comment no if you have never experienced it. Your honesty may help another man feel less alone in this struggle. Let me explain what is really happening inside your body in a way that makes sense. Picture your blood vessels like flexible garden hoses. When you were younger, those hoses were soft and opened easily, allowing water to flow with full pressure. As you age, silent inflammation stiffens the walls, making the hose hard and narrow. Less water gets through, and the pressure drops. Now medications like Viagra act like a loud repairman who shows up with a hammer banging the valve wide open for a few hours. You get the rush, but the underlying hose is still brittle, still damaged. Compare that to fatty fish, like salmon mackerel or sardines packed with omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. These act like a skilled craftsman who quietly repairs the entire system. They reduce inflammation, soften the hose, and even encourage your body to produce nitric oxide again, the natural key your body once used to relax blood vessels and improve flow everywhere, including where it matters most. Studies confirm that men who consume omega-3s regularly see improved vascular health, better circulation, and stronger energy, not just for a night, but for years. That is why I say fatty fish does not force your body. It nourishes your body until it remembers how to work naturally again. Now let me ask you which picture makes more sense to you. Comment 1 if you prefer the noisy repairman example, or comment 2 if the quiet craftsman speaks to you. So, what can you actually do right now, this week, without turning your life upside down? The first step is surprisingly simple. Add 3 servings of fatty fish to your meals each week. Think of it as medicine on your plate, but medicine that tastes good and supports you from the inside out. On Monday, you could enjoy a piece of grilled salmon with vegetables. By Wednesday, try a fillet of mackerel with leafy greens. On Saturday, sardines on whole grain toast make a quick and satisfying meal. These are not extreme diets or expensive programs. They are everyday foods with extraordinary benefits. I remember John, a 68-year-old retired mechanic who came to see me. He had been relying on pills for years, only to feel their power slipping away. Together, we made a small agreement, 3 servings of fatty fish every week for 6 weeks. When he returned, his posture was straighter, his eyes brighter, his voice stronger. The first words he said were, "Doctor, I didn't take the pill last night, and I didn't need to." It wasn't just about intimacy, he was sleeping deeper, waking up rested and smiling again with his wife. That small change gave him back his confidence and energy. Now it is your turn. If you are ready to try this simple shift, comment right now, "I start today," and make a promise to yourself. Sometimes the smallest commitments create the biggest transformations. Short-term changes can open the door, but long-term success is built on several pillars working together. Nutrition is the first pillar, and fatty fish is only the beginning. Add leafy greens, nuts, and berries, and you are supplying the fuel your arteries need to stay flexible. The second pillar is movement. You do not need to run marathons. Simple walking, light resistance training, or gentle yoga keeps blood flowing and prevents the stiffness that robs you of vitality. The third pillar is rest. Quality sleep allows your body to restore hormone balance, rebuild energy, and strengthen the signals that control circulation. And the fourth pillar, often ignored, is emotional connection. Men who nurture intimacy with their partners, who laugh, touch, and share experience, profound boosts in confidence and health. I once worked with Samuel, a 75-year-old, who felt defeated after years of pills. He began by adding fish, then slowly introduced daily walks, went to bed earlier, and made time to talk openly with his wife. Within 3 months, his blood pressure stabilized, his energy returned, and his marriage warmed in ways he never thought possible. It was not one drastic step. It was the effect of small changes accumulating, feeding one another. This is the secret of long-term vitality synergy, not shortcuts. You do not need perfection, only progress. Each small decision builds momentum until your body remembers its strength. And when these pillars stand together, the foundation of your health is no longer shaky, but solid, capable of carrying you through the years ahead with confidence. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, the choice becomes clear. Pills may give you a single night, but they never rebuild the system that time has quietly weakened. Fatty fish and the pillars of long-term health nutrition movement, rest, and emotional connection work together to restore circulation, energy, and confidence in a way that no quick fix ever can. Your body has not given up. It has only been waiting for you to nourish it again. I have seen men in their 70s and 80s prove that it is never too late. You do not need to chase perfection or radical changes, only small, consistent steps that add up. So here is my challenge to you. This week, add just 1 serving of fatty fish to your plate and notice how you feel. Then share your experience in the comments, because your story may give another man the courage to start. If you believe your best years are not behind you, comment, "I will try." If you refuse to let medication define you, hit the like button right now. And if you want more science-based solutions delivered with care, subscribe so you never miss what comes next. In our upcoming video, we will uncover 3 everyday foods that silently destroy circulation after 60, and you will not want to miss it. Thank you for showing up for your health, your strength, and your future. Remember, it is never too late to feel alive again. Disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your doctor before making changes. When I look back on the men I have worked with, the single biggest difference between those who stayed stuck and those who transformed was not age, wealth, or even health history. It was whether they chose to take the first step and then keep moving forward even when progress felt slow. The truth is, change is not a straight line. There will be days when you feel stronger and days when old doubts return. That is normal. What matters most is refusing to give up on yourself. I want you to imagine your body like a garden that has been neglected for too long. The soil has hardened, the plants are weak, and weeds have crept in. You could dump chemical fertilizer on it and see a quick burst of growth, but it fades fast. Or you could begin to water it, enrich the soil, and patiently tend to it day by day. Slowly, the garden comes back to life. That is exactly how your circulation, energy, and vitality can return through nourishment, patience, and steady care. This is not a journey you have to walk alone. Thousands of men are facing the same questions, the same doubts, the same quiet fears. By speaking up, by leaving a comment, you create connection. You might discover that your words are the encouragement another man needed to finally believe he is not broken. When John shared his progress, other patients of mine felt inspired enough to make their own small changes, and the ripple effect was powerful. So here is what I ask of you. Choose one thing you will commit to this week, whether it is adding a serving of fish, going for a short walk, or setting a bedtime to protect your sleep. Write it in the comments as your promise to yourself. When you see others making the same promise, you will realize you are part of a larger community, one that is rebuilding strength together. And if you are listening to this thinking, "It is too late for me," I want to challenge that belief directly. I have seen men at 80 regain energy, rekindle intimacy, and laugh like they were young again. They did it not because they forced their bodies, but because they nourished them one choice at a time. You can do the same. Finally, remember, this pills may treat a night, but habits rebuild a life. Your journey is not about chasing youth. It is about reclaiming vitality so you can live fully today. Comment your first step below, like this video, if you refuse to give up, and subscribe to stay connected to others walking this same path. Together, we can prove that it is never too late to feel alive again.